What's up, you guys? It's Sir Scrub here, bringing you some more Scrub Tier Yu-Gi-Oh! And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at my budget Salamangreat deck profile for the November 2019 format. But before we get into today's video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And if you do want to see more creative deck profiles from me, please be sure to check out my Patreon, PayPal, and TCG Player store, all linked in the description. Or if you don't want to spend any money of your own, please be sure to check out my TCG Player affiliate link, costing you no extra, but still being able to support the channel. With all that junk out of the way, let's go ahead and jump both feet into this. So I have a bit of a precursor to say with the Salamangreat deck. I have not play tested this one bit. I haven't really play tested Salamangreat in quite a while, so I can't say for sure whether or not this will work. This is all just deck building and theory crafting and Yu-Gi-Oh! Theory and everything like that. So if you guys do play around with this deck, please let me know whether or not I'm just an idiot or not. Oh, and the second thing to note about this deck, we cannot afford Cynet Mining over here at Scrub Tier Yu-Gi-Oh! So we're playing this the poor version. Starting off with the main deck monsters, 3 copies of Salamangreat Foxy. With Gazelle Limited, you really need to try and see just as many cards that get you to other cards as possible. As well, we're playing the 3 copies of Salamangreat Spinny. Really fantastic card. It just gets you there. It gets you multiple bodies on board. These are both level 3, by the way. And that's really been the new face of Salamangreat, is just Mirage Stallion Turbo. So these guys being level 3 is really cool. I'm also playing a playset of Jack Jaguar, just in order to be able to recur our resources, things like that. Be able to grind, do what Salamangreat does best. Of course, we have the 1 copy of Gazelle. Kind of need it to play this deck. We don't have Cynet Mining to be able to search this card out, but we do have lots of ways to be able to get access to it in just different ways. Of course, we're also playing the 1 copy of Falco, and I'm playing 1 copy of Foul. Foul's just that extra body on board. Sorry. Excuse me. And Falco just does what Falco does. It's a really good card. You guys know what this card does by now. For our non-Salamangreat monsters, we're playing 3 copies of Psychic Tracker. It's a good little level 3 extender just to help you get multiple bodies on board to be able to do what you got to do to get to Mirage Stallion to get your wombo combos going. Here's the next bit of controversy with this deck. I really just kind of threw this deck together, to be honest. So, yeah. Playing the 1 copy of Buffalo and 1 copy of Lady Debug. You can play multiple copies of Buffalo. I can show you the cards to cut if you want to play multiple copies of this card. I just didn't have multiple copies, and like I said, I just kind of threw this together just to be able to give you guys a video today. So, yeah. For the rest of the monsters, we're playing a relatively decent hand trap lineup. 3 copies of Valor because we're 2 portal and 4 permanences. 2 copies of Ash Blossom, fresh out of Dual Devastator, and 2 copies of Ghost Ogre, also fresh out of Dual Devastator. These cards are just really good for interrupting your opponent. We can recycle the Ash Blossoms. You know, they're really good for going second. Even if you draw them going first, there's still another way to interrupt your opponent. So, yeah, I don't think that you can ever go wrong with these cards. They're a nice little hand trap package. That's it for the monsters. Now let's go and move into the spell cards. The spell and trap lineup is kind of weird. Firstly, I'm playing 3 copies of Twin Twisters. I just like to be able to deal with back row. Back row makes my life hard. So we play 3 copies of Twin Twister just to be able to destroy floodgates, destroy cards that we need to be destroyed, Mystic Mines, things like that. There's all sorts of problem back row out there these days. As well, we're playing 2 copies of Called by the Grave. I like Called by the Grave. I like it as a nice little 2 of because you don't necessarily need to see it to get your combos off. It's just a kind of a win more card or a protection card. You can use it as a pseudo DD Crow. When you go first, set it face down, use it to disrupt your opponent. So it does have that utility. For the 1-ofs, we have the 1 copy of Sanctuary. Searchable with Balinks, so you only need 1. 1 copy of Will. I've thought about playing this card at multiples just because it is ridiculous. It's a Monster Reborn, and then you can get a partial soul charge, so it's just really good. The 1 copy of Circle. It's a fantastic card. Lets you search for Gazelle. It does circle things. So, and then the 1 copy of Monster Reborn. I think this card's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to waste your time talking about it. That's all we've got for the spell cards. Now let's go ahead and move into the traps. The trap lineup is also kind of weird. I'm playing 2 copies of Roar. just because we don't have Gazelle, so you don't see this as often as you used to. So it's nice to be able to hard draw into it every now and again. It's an Omni Negate counter trap, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. The one copy of Rage. Rage is a really good card. It's good for outing problem cards. It's good for dealing with things, and it's good for disrupting your opponent. I just didn't want to up it to multiple cards. If you wanted to play, I would not suggest cutting it for a third Roar. You definitely want to play at least the one Rage just because you do want to have that option available. And then for the last two cards in the main deck, I'm playing 2 copies of Summon Limit just to give my opponent as much dig as possible. Like, you really just want to make their life as difficult as possible. And Summon Limit is a great, like, kryptonite bullet against most decks these days. That's it for the main deck. Should be 40 cards even by my math. Now let's go ahead and move into the extra deck, starting off with the non-Salamangreat cards and moving into the Salamangreat cards. So we're going to start off with 1 copy of Decode Talker. If you have Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, go ahead and play that here. I just don't have the $60 to drop on that card, so yeah. Nightmares, 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix. I couldn't find room for the Cerberus, so this is all that's really necessary. So yeah, that's our non-Salamangreat Link monsters. The rest of our Link monsters are salads. We're playing the 2 copies of Heat Leo just to be able to do things and deal with things and do things that Heat Leo does. You guys know what these cards do. I'm not going to get into this. Only 2 copies of Sunlight Wolf because that's all I had. You could play 3, but I think 3 is really kind of unnecessary because you can recycle it. So like, I really don't. I'm not seriously playing this deck. This is just a fun idea I wanted to throw out there for you guys, and I think 2 Sunlight Wolf is kind of really all you need. On the other hand, though, I do think you need 3 Baylinks. This card is amazing. It protects your stuff. It searches your sanctuary. It's a free friggin' Link 1. I mean, what's not to like? I mean, I know loads of decks that would kill to have this card. So that's it for the Link monsters. Now let's go move into the Xyz, the most important monster in the entire deck. 3 copies of Mirage Stallion. You want to go into this card as soon as possible, as often as possible, because this is how we're getting to Gazelle now that since we're not playing Cynet Mining. So you link off into your Baylinks, then you Xyz into Mirage Stallion, use Mirage Stallion, summon the Gazelle, link off into something else. Bada boom, bada bing. So yeah, Mirage Stallion. It does fun stuff. The last 2 cards in the extra deck are Xyz monsters, the Abyss Dweller and the Baguska. We can make rank 4s pretty easily, so I do like to have these cards just as options in order to be able to make my opponent's life hard. You know, just kind of what we do over here at Script Your Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just make the opponent's life hard, and that's what these guys do. Abyss Dweller completely cuts decks off from their extra deck, and Baguska is just a, oh shit, I didn't draw any play, so I gotta stall for 2 turns card. That's all I've got for this one, you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And if you do want to see more creative deck profiles from me, please be sure to check out my Patreon, PayPal, or TCG Player store, all linked in the description. But if you don't have any extra money to spend giving it to me, and you still need to buy your singles when you go to TCG Player, please be sure to check out my TCG Player affiliate link in the description of this video and all of my other videos, costing you no extra money, but still allowing you to support the channel. Trying to think if there's anything else that I got here for you guys. Nope, I think that is it. Most importantly, don't forget, be a scrub. Peace.